Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news in what could be one of the most surprising and potentially transformative rumors in recent NFL history. Whispers are swirling that the Washington Commanders might be considering a bold move to acquire Penei Sewell from the Detroit Lions. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Sewell, that's a franchise cornerstone for Detroit, right? And you're absolutely right. Sewell, a 25-year-old offensive tackle, has been turning heads with his elite play since entering the league. But the NFL is always about the next move, the next strategic play, and right now, the buzz suggests that the Commanders are eyeing Sewell as a key piece in their offensive line rebuild. Let's take a step back and understand why this rumor is gaining traction. The Lions, as many of you know, are in a bit of a cap crunch situation. With a projected cap space of around $45 million for 2026, they're leaning heavily into a partial rebuild, especially on the defensive side, which has been their focus this offseason. Detroit is also looking to make some strategic moves to keep their roster flexible for the future, and trading Sewell, one of their most valuable assets, could be part of that plan. Reports suggest the Lions might be willing to move Sewell for a first-round pick in 2027, potentially to bolster their draft capital for future drafts, or possibly to free up cap space after they get through the 2025 season, which they're assuming to be around a 10-7 finish. Now, why would the Commanders be interested? Well, if you've been paying attention, you know that the offensive line has been a bit of a roller coaster for Washington in recent years. While the team made some investments and brought in solid players, consistency has been elusive, especially when it comes to protecting the quarterback and establishing the run. Penei Sewell, with his elite run blocking, rated at 92, 8 by PFF in 2025, and his ability to shut down pass rushers would be a game changer. He's a top OT, comparable to Tristan Wirfs in terms of grade, and he's shown no signs of injuries, playing all 998 snaps in 2025 with just 2 penalties. His pass block grade of 85, 4 and run block grade of 95. One are proof that he's a dominant force on the field, capable of stabilizing any offensive line. For the Commanders, acquiring Sewell could mean a massive upgrade to their offensive line, which has been somewhat unstable. Think about how much Sewell's presence could do for the team's overall offensive efficiency. His ability to reduce sacks, something like 15 sacks allowed over the past few seasons, would help protect quarterback Sam Howell, giving him more time and confidence in the pocket. This in turn could open up the running game and allow offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy to dial up more effective plays. Sewell's style of play is reminiscent of Trent Williams, who was a cornerstone of Washington's success for years. If Sewell joins the Commanders, he could be that kind of impact player, a true franchise cornerstone who helps build a balanced, explosive offense. But it's not just about Sewell's individual talent. It's about what he represents for Washington's future. The team has around $80 million in cap space, which provides some room to maneuver. The current focus is on stabilizing and upgrading the offensive line, and Sewell fits perfectly into that vision. He would be a pivotal piece in a rebuild that aims for sustained success, not just a quick fix. The Commanders are clearly looking to emulate the kind of offensive line stability and dominance that teams like the Chiefs have enjoyed, especially when it comes to upgrading their rushing attack and protecting their quarterback. The Lions, on the other hand, might be hesitant, given Sewell's youth and talent. Detroit's management is known for being cautious, preferring to build through the draft and develop players rather than trading away top talent. However, the fact that they're prioritizing their defense, where they've made some offseason moves, suggests that they're open to listening to trade offers, especially if they believe they can get significant draft capital in return. The fact that Sewell's trade value is being pegged at a first-round pick in 2027 shows just how highly he's valued league-wide. Teams see him as a future Pro Bowler and a cornerstone for years to come. Now, let's talk about what this could mean in terms of the Commanders' offensive strategy. If they manage to land Sewell, it would be a huge step toward creating a balanced attack that can run and pass effectively. Sewell's ability to open big lanes in the run game, where he averages a 95-1 grade, would complement the team's existing pieces, such as Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson, giving Washington a much more dangerous ground attack. Plus, with Sewell protecting Sam Howell, the passing game could flourish, especially in critical moments like red zone situations, where the team has struggled at times. Improving the offensive line isn't just about the current season. It's about setting the foundation for sustained success, a real shot at competing deep into the playoffs and eventually contending for that Super Bowl. Speaking of the big picture, you have to consider how this move aligns with Washington's long-term vision. The team's front office has been clear about wanting to build a balanced, competitive roster that can contend for championships. Bringing in a player like Sewell would send a message to the rest of the league that Washington is serious about winning now and in the future. It's about creating a culture of excellence on the offensive line, which has historically been one of the most important units in football. When your offensive line is elite, everything else tends to fall into place. Quarterback confidence, running lanes, pass protection, red zone efficiency. Sewell's addition could be the missing piece that elevates the entire team. Now there's also the angle of team chemistry and locker room impact. Sewell, with his youth and talent, would bring energy and a winning mindset to the locker room. He's a player who embodies the modern NFL offensive lineman, athletic, tough, and dedicated. His presence could influence the entire offensive unit, pushing the team to work harder and elevate their game. Fans love players who show passion and commitment, and Sewell's reputation fits that mold perfectly. His addition might also motivate existing players to step up their game, knowing they have a superstar protectively anchoring their line. Of course, all of this is speculation for now, but the implications are enormous. If the Commanders pull off this trade, it could mark a turning point in their franchise history. It's not just about a single player. It's about sending a clear message to the NFC East and the entire league that Washington is serious about reclaiming its place among the NFL's elite. The NFC East has always been a tough division, with teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants fighting hard every year. But with Sewell on the line, the Commanders could tip the scales in their favor, creating a formidable front that's hard for anyone to beat. And let's not forget, the NFL trade deadline is always a period filled with surprises. Teams often make bold moves to position themselves better for the playoffs, and this could be one of those moves that define a franchise's future. Whether it's a straight-up trade for draft picks or a package that includes players or other assets, the goal for Washington is clear: building a roster that can contend for Super Bowls. Sewell could be the catalyst for that rebuilding process, a player who not only elevates the team on the field, but also energizes the fan base and the entire organization. Now, some of you might be wondering about the practical side of things. What would this mean for the current roster, salary cap, and team chemistry? Well, the Commanders have shown they're willing to be flexible with their cap space, and with around $80 million available, they could make such a move without creating too many financial hurdles. Plus, acquiring Sewell would likely involve restructuring some contracts or moving around some cap hits, but the potential payoff far outweighs the short-term cap challenges. This move could also send a message to other teams in the league that Washington is all in, ready to swing for the fences in pursuit of a championship. In terms of team chemistry, adding a player of Sewell's caliber would undoubtedly boost morale and confidence. Players want to see their franchise making bold moves, and Sewell's proven track record of dominance on the field makes him a natural leader. His work ethic and competitive spirit would fit right in with Washington's culture of hard work and resilience. It's about creating a culture where players are motivated to push themselves and elevate each other, and Sewell's arrival could be the spark that ignites that mentality. Looking beyond just this season, the long-term outlook is even more exciting. Sewell's age, talent, and potential for growth make him a perfect piece to build around. If Washington manages to lock him into a long-term deal, he could be a cornerstone for the next decade, anchoring the offensive line and helping shape the identity of the team. This kind of investment in a young, elite player is exactly what you'd want when building a Super Bowl contender. All in all, the speculation about Penei Sewell heading to Washington is one of those stories that could shake up the NFL landscape. It's a bold, ambitious move that speaks to the Commanders' desire to compete at the highest level. Whether or not it materializes, it's exciting to think about what truly talented players like Sewell can bring to a team with the right vision and leadership. The NFC East is already a fiercely competitive division, but with Sewell in the fold, Washington could be positioning itself as a division contender sooner rather than later. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. As we look ahead, the potential trade of Sewell isn't just about the immediate impact. It's about setting a tone for the franchise, about showing the league that Washington is committed to winning and building a roster that can contend for years to come. Sewell's addition could also inspire other key players to elevate their own game, knowing they're playing alongside one of the best right tackles in the league. The ripple effects could be profound, creating a culture of excellence and pushing Washington into a new era of sustained success. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you think Sewell is the missing piece to elevate this team? Would you be excited to see him in the burgundy and gold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. We're in this together and the best is yet to come.